what goes into your body. This is your temple, and you need to look after it. So if you're putting junk food into it, obviously you're not really going to get results because your body can't sustain itself. If you want to live active, you need to eat the foods to support it. So what I mean is, living active, your body needs energy. Your body needs energy from carbohydrate. Now, a lot of people say carbs are scary, dangerous. There are carbohydrates that are not good for you, and then there are carbohydrates that are essential for you. So when you hear people say, I'm on a no-carb diet, it's really not good for you, especially for those of you that are doing exercise, because your body needs that fuel. So carbohydrates in the forms of, as you probably know, the refined carbs, the cakes, the cookies, the biscuits, all the bad stuff that's just got no vitamins, minerals. It's just, don't do it. It's just not worth it. You've got to get your head around the fact that what you're putting into your body, is it worth it? Is it going to help me reach my goal? No, it's not. Don't do it. Go for something else. And if you're going to go for something else, you've got to have it available, because if you don't have it available, you're going to resort to having the stuff that you don't need. So protein will support your muscles. We'll talk a bit more about building muscle when we talk about exercise, but right now with the food, the protein is the fish, meat, beans, tofus, anything that's got high protein. And you guys will need to go and research and look up different meal plans and things that will support carbohydrate for energy, protein for muscles. Vegetables and fruit, unbelievable. Lately, I don't know why, lately I've been hearing stay away from fruit because it's so high in sugar. Fruit is very high in sugar. If you're trying to lower your sugar, fruit is high in sugar, but don't cross it off your list, because fruit is so full of vitamins that you just can't get from anything else. So what I say about fruit is have it in your morning, have it maybe at lunch, and that's it. Try not to have it at night, because the sugar is really hard to burn. So keep the fruit content so you can't have too much. So if you love your fruit, try and mix it up, and each day have something different so you're still getting the variety. Simple equation. You've got to be putting in less than what you're burning if you're trying to lose weight. If breakfast is number one, and the biggest success stories that I've ever had with clients that have lost weight is because they didn't like breakfast, they'd skip breakfast, they don't have coffee for breakfast or whatever it was, and that makes a huge difference to your metabolism. Breakfast is number one. If you're in the habit of skipping breakfast, it's going to be very hard for you to reach your goals. Straight out fact. If you can start having breakfast, you will find your whole metabolism will change the way it functions. So I don't want to single anybody out, but if that is you that's skipping breakfast, what I want you to try is first thing waking up in the morning, having some warm water or cool water. If you don't like just having water, have a spritz of lemon, a little spritz of orange, something that will give it a bit of flavour, not too much. Have some water, get things flushing through your system from the night before. Remember, you haven't eaten anything for at least maybe 8, 9, 10, 11 hours. Flush things through, have your breakfast half an hour later. You've got to put something into your system, because you've woken up, you're then going to start your day, even if it's just, if you work from home or you're not doing a lot, you're still starting your day. Your brain needs to function. It needs energy to start functioning. Your body needs energy to function. If you're starving your body from the get-go, as soon as you have your lunch or your mid-morning snack, if you've skipped breakfast, as soon as you have your first meal, your body's going to hold on to everything that you give it, because it doesn't know when it's going to get food again. So as I say, the biggest results that I've had, success that I've had, is because people have just put breakfast into their diet. Things start to function better when they get to their morning snack, when they get to their lunch. Things are moving already, because the body has learnt, yeah, it's fine, I'm going to get another meal, everything's working just fine. So breakfast, really big one, and I'll go through breakfast options in a minute. Breakfast, snack 2 hours later. Lunch, snack 2 hours later. Dinner, if you can really try, no snacks after dinner. So what you're seeing here is a pattern of food, little bit, food, little bit, food, little bit. Your body is getting food all day long. It doesn't need to worry. It doesn't need to hold on to everything. It learns to flush things through the system. Does that make sense? So you've probably all heard of 6 small meals a day. You've got to give it a shot. if it's not your style to do 6 small meals a day, you've got to have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And for some people, it doesn't work. I know quite a few people that just have their breakfast, lunch, and dinner, substantial meals, healthy meals, absolutely fit, healthy, strong, and it works for them. If it works for you, that's great. But what are you having in those meals? And make sure that it's not leading you to binge by afternoon, because you've only had 2 meals. By afternoon, you're kind of, getting cravings for things, and then at night again. The beauty of the 6 small meals, as I say, is that you're constantly getting food and your body doesn't crave things. So again, variety of foods, colours, and hopefully that will keep things flowing in your system. Now, ideas for meals, and this is where I really wanted to give you guys the nitty-gritty details. And there is so much information on Google. You just, put in a search for healthy meal plans for women, healthy meal plans for men, weight loss diets, there's so much information. The thing I want you to understand is this is not a diet. This is a way of life. This is a way to live your life. If you want to make a change to your body, you've got to remember that you've spent the last 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years perhaps getting to the point that you are now, and you can't just change it in 6 months. You need to give it time and make it a routine. You can't just do a diet for 2 or 3 months and then expect that that's the way your body's going to be, even if you can lose 6 to 10 kilos in 6 to 10 weeks. It's got to be a way of life. It's got to be a lifestyle. Now, breakfast ideas, very simple, and I'll shoot through these. If you have any questions, let me know. Breakfast ideas, you've got your porridge, no sugar additives. You can add a little bit of fruit for sweetness, but no sugar, honey, that kind of stuff. Try and stay away from that refined stuff. Go for the healthy, natural stuff. Omelets, amazing option, full of protein. Try and stay away from adding butter and oil. You can make a beautiful omelette just with the eggs, maybe a bit of skinny milk, and veggies, whatever. I used to throw in corn, tomatoes, peas. I used to throw in whatever was left over from the night before. You can have a great healthy omelette, and if you're having an omelette, you can even go for, and I know this probably sounds scary for some of you, but you can go for 3 or 4 eggs, white, and 1 yolk. So it might sound like a lot, but it's full of great protein that is really good for you. 3 or 4 egg whites is not, it's not a bad thing. The yolk is what's high in cholesterol and fat, and that's what you need to be conscious of. So go for the omelette. If it's just 2 eggs, that's great. Try and keep just 1 yolk again. But fill it up with whatever you like. Go for it. The only thing I would say is steer clear of cheeses, because cheeses, as most of you should know, are quite high in fats. So be careful with the cheeses. Eggs on toast, great option again. Go for just plain stuff. You can go for the poached, or you can just do fried eggs, but fried eggs in one of those non-stick pans, so you're not adding oil or butter. Easy. Chuck in a few eggs and you've got a beautiful breakfast there. Multigrain or rye toast is the best option, obviously, and those are refined carbs, but they're, if you can find a good bread and not just sort of supermarket junk, go and find yourself a nice rye loaf full of good carbohydrates and vitamins and things in there. You can have a bit of peanut butter. It's a really good fat. The peanuts, check the peanut butter isn't just a sugary peanut butter, but there are some good, I think Sanitarium does a good brand. Peanut butter is my staple breakfast, 2 pieces of a really good multigrain toast with peanut butter. Vegemite, a nice option of avo and tomato, or mix up your ideas again with toast. So with your carbohydrates, you want to be having that in the mornings and lunch. Your fruits, again, are a carbohydrate with the sugar, morning and lunch. You want to steer clear of that kind of stuff at night. So breakfast again, another option, maybe a smoothie. So if you don't want to stomach something that's dry and you might want something fluidy, smoothie, simple, healthy option. Some yogurt, check the yogurts, because some of them are very high in sugar. Yogurt, skinny milk, and some fruit. Again, a couple of strawberries, or a couple of blueberries, and just give it a bit of flavour. The other thing you could have is a homemade veggie juice. So if you're getting bottled juices, just be careful again, because some of them are really high in additive sugars and preservatives and stuff. So if you've got a juicer, make use of it. You'll find though that if you're having a fruit juice, it is going to be 4 or 5 oranges in 1 cup to make that juice. So just be careful if you're making fruit juices. Vegetable juices are amazing because you're going to be eating 5 carrots, 2 celery sticks, and 1 beetroot in one small cup. So you're getting so many vitamins. Just be careful that you don't kind of overdose and, you start changing colour. But veggie juices are a great option. Try and drink them as soon as they're made because they do start to lose the vitamins once they're oxidized. 8 almonds, literally 8 almonds, couple of veggie sticks. So this is your snack. Couple of almonds, couple of veggie sticks, maybe some dip. That's a snack. It's not a lot of food, but it will keep you full until your lunch. So you don't need something that's going to fill you up completely. You need something just to carry you through, keep the metabolism working, keep flushing through the system. Make sense? Snacks. Piece of fruit, muesli bar. Check the muesli bars, what's in them. Protein bar, protein shake. Now for some of you this might be a whole new concept, but there are some healthy kosher, Liana will talk about that with her supplements. There are some healthy and kosher options for supplements. Protein shakes are a great option. Drink it and you're gone. Protein bar, delicious. Not supernatural, but they're fine.
Can you have a protein shake for breakfast?
Sure.
As soon as you get up?
Yep, you can have it. The best thing I recommend for getting up though is having some water just to flush out your system, and then have something 20 minutes, half an hour later. I think the water is or green tea is a really good thing to just first thing in the morning.
I just can't eat so early.
Yeah.
So I do water and protein shake and then eat 2 hours later?
Yeah, absolutely.
So?
Absolutely. Water, protein shake 2 hours later. What I don't want you to do is leave your meals for 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours, because that's when you'll start to crave something, binge, and resort to eating bad stuff and go crazy. So if you can have your breakfast, have your snack, have your lunch. Lunch ideas, the simplest things are always, and I always have in my fridge a big bowl of salad, which lasts me usually for lunch and dinner, and then make another fresh salad for the next 2 days. So salad, I always have either some chicken, some fish, some meat, lean meat, something like that. You can have salad, you can have a bit of rice. Basmati rice is really good, a good carb option, and because I'm doing so much exercise, I need to have that energy or I will go stir crazy. You guys need to make sure you're refueling when you're on, especially on days when you're exercising. So rice with a bit of protein, salad with a bit of protein. Other options are something like salad wraps. You can get some really low-fat, nice wraps. Multigrain or rye again, you might have that from breakfast, so you can make a beautiful big salad sandwich. Sushi rolls, if you're going for sushi rolls, 2 sushi rolls. Remember, you've eaten 2 hours before and you're going to eat 2 hours later. So if you go out and buy 4 sushi rolls, it's way too many carbs. There's a lot of rice in that. Don't need it. Start making your meals smaller. Space them 2 to 3 hours apart. Quiches are great options, healthy quiches. So just check if you're buying them from a shop. Maybe make a quiche. Or a frittata. Sorry, frittatas are great options as well because I think frittatas are no, you can't. You do have dairy. But quiches and frittatas are good options. If you can make one that will last you the week and every day you can take that with you to work, or you can have that with a beautiful salad. And then I've also put their creative salads. So there's beautiful grains and quinoas and things that you can use now to make creative salads. And again, you can ask Liana because she's really into salads now. She'll give you some ideas. But those kind of creative salads will fill you up. Even if you're using rice and you're making a bit of like a rice risotto, not pasta, but heavy salad like that. Avoid pasta. Avoid thick, creamy sauces, dairy, milky, creamy, heavy. Curries that have those fatty, creamy sauces, and obviously fried foods. Same thing goes for dinner. Absolutely same thing. Pastas, you've got to stay away from them. Again, those sauces, it's just not worth it because you're putting in so many calories, so much fat, you just can't burn it. So again, it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Dinner, same as lunch ideas. Healthy lasagna is a nice one for dinner as well that I like during winter. And the other thing in winter that I really love is using my slow cooker. Throw it all in, it's healthy. You've got a couple of meals there for lunch and dinner the next day. So if you want recipe ideas, let me know because slow cooker's mine. Well, actually I only have like 3 or 4 dishes, but enough for me. Slow cook is a great one, and stir fry, really easy, healthy options with stir fries. If you can avoid the rice at night, otherwise just have a little bit. But you want to try and keep the rice again for maybe lunchtime. So make the stir fry. If you're making rice for the rest of the family, try and avoid it at night, but you can have the leftovers the next day with a bit of rice if you're going to Zumba that night. Yeah. So yeah, any questions with the lunch or dinners?
Yeah, so could you have potato? Like, I mean, because sometimes you sort of need that.
At night?
Yeah, I'm talking about dinner.
Yeah.
You know, like you have meat dishes, so you might have salad, and then you have like the carbs. So I sort of do rice or
Yep.
a mashed potato.
If you want to lose weight, the reason you want to avoid the carbs, the rice, the potatoes, those things at night is you just can't burn it.
Okay.
So the protein is great because the protein is going to go straight to your muscles. Your muscles that you're working, and we'll talk about the exercise stuff very quickly, the protein is going to fuel your muscles. So straight away, the food you put into your body is going straight to your muscles, the proteins. But the carbohydrate, you need to burn that. Otherwise, it's going to turn to fat. Now, just very quickly, the exercise that we all do together at Zumba is cardio. So any carbs you eat, that's all going to be burned through the cardio that we do. But the toning exercises that you may or may not do, that is what is going to fuel through the proteins. Now you've all got muscle, it might be hiding, but you've got muscle. So as soon as you eat protein, it's going to your muscles. So if you can avoid the carbs at night, because you're not doing any exercise, you're not really burning anything at night, but have it during the day. Because during the day, you've still got 6 or 7 hours to burn those carbs through the evening. Potatoes, I think they're a fantastic vegetable. Sweet potatoes are fantastic, low GI and tasty. Love baking them, little bit of paprika, just roast them, bake them in the oven. If I was trying to lose weight, I would not be having potatoes at night. But again, you know, something like that during the day, absolutely think about the quantities. So I don't want to say to you don't have potatoes, I just think you need to time it. 1 potato, ample. During the day, go for it. Dried fruit is a little bit of a scary one. A lot of people say, what about dried fruit? Really high in sugar. You can have it, but just be careful about the quantities again. So if you're having a handful of dried fruit, that's a lot of sugar. So just be careful. And that's the same with the almonds. People say, oh, I'm having nuts. How many do you have? Oh, I had like, you know, a whole bowl full. Holy moly, that's a lot of fat. So just be careful, your body doesn't need that much. You might feel like you do because you haven't eaten the right meals leading up to that feeling of, I need it. The water, which I haven't mentioned, fluids, super important. How many litres a day are we meant to be drinking?
2.
Yeah, and when you exercise, an extra litre. So those of you that exercise, you should be having 3 litres of water a day. And it sounds like a lot, but if you start in the morning with that glass of water and then you continue through the day sipping and always have a bottle near you, keep sipping, you'll get through 3 litres pretty quickly. If you're dehydrated, you lose energy. Your body doesn't function the way it should. Things need to flush through your system. So the more you can drink, the more you can flush through your system. It helps to get rid of waste. It helps to carry nutrients to the right places. So it is crucial to your success. You will fail without it. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. You need to get enough sleep. If you don't sleep, you probably won't eat right. And if you don't eat right, yep. So it all goes hand in hand. Make sure you're sleeping enough. If you don't know how much you're meant to be sleeping, speak to your doctor. But I think most people should be sleeping 6.5, 7 hours. It is also vital time for your muscles and for your body to repair itself. So on days where you exercise, you've got to get enough sleep or you won't function well the next day. Your bodies won't have enough time to repair themselves. How are you going to exercise the next day? Yeah. So think about sleep. If you're serious about making a change to your body, incorporate exercise into your daily life. So this is not I'm just going to do, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. It's got to be a regular thing and it's got to be natural for you. So you've got to change the way you think about it. It needs to fit into your schedule. You need to find a way to make it important and a part of your routine. So a lot of it is going to be about getting your head around the fact that this is part of a new way of life for you. It's not just something that you try and do. It's not something that you're forced to do. It's just standard. You need to try and get yourself to a point where you feel like if you don't do it, you're missing it and it's not right. Something doesn't feel right. Do you ever feel like that? Sometimes you just feel something's not right and it's because you haven't exercised. Wanting to lose weight, you need to do at least 3 intense sessions a week. So at least 3. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It doesn't matter what it is. I usually say during the week because that's the easiest way when you have your routine during the week for you to fit in the exercise into your routine. So 3 hard workouts. Cardio, go for it. If you can do toning exercises with your cardio, even better. Why? Because cardio will burn all those carbs for 50 minutes, 1 hour. Toning will build your muscle and strengthen your body, and that muscle that you build will burn calories all day long. So not just that hour of exercise, but the muscle tone that you have will be constantly feeding off that food and energy that you give it. So I really, really encourage you, if you haven't got toning into your routine, to get a bit into your routine. So if you need to get a personal trainer, if you can't afford a personal trainer or don't want to get a personal trainer, I can give you heaps of tips and exercises for you to do on your own. If you're not motivated to do it on your own, go to a class. We've got tummy, hips and thighs, which is probably one of the best classes for you to get the most effect in a short time. We target the major muscles, the big muscle groups that will burn the most calories. So you can stand there and do bicep curls, small muscle group, you work your legs, you're burning a lot of calories in one go to feed that muscle. Does that make sense? Toning is really important. So for weight loss, at least 3 intense days, 2 medium days, and 1 very sort of easygoing day, whether it be a walk, and 1 day off. But if you can avoid having the 1 day off, do some exercise. It's not going to hurt you. So 3 hard, 2 medium, 1 easy, 1 off. How many days is that? Yeah. Now, if that all sounds too much, don't worry about it. Whatever you're doing now, twice a week, add 1 more. Once you're comfortable with that 3 times a week, add 1 more. Do it step by step. Please don't go away from here and think, yeah, that's it. I'm doing 6 days a week. I'm doing 3, 2, and 1. Do it step by step. Same thing with the food. Don't go away and try and do all in one go. Pick one thing. What is it going to be? I'm going to change breakfast, or I'm going to change dinner. I'm going to change after dinner. Whatever it is. Pick one thing about the food. Pick one thing about the exercise and try and stick to it. It's got to be fun, because if it's not fun, you won't do it. And I think that's why a lot of people come to Zumba, because it's fun, and you keep coming back because it's fun. So if you need to find something else that's fun, do it. If it's with a friend, whatever it is, make sure you're enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, it's just not gonna work for you. The more you do, the more calories you're gonna burn. In saying that, be careful. Don't overdo it, and especially don't go, like I say, from doing twice a week to all of a sudden doing 6 times a week. If you are going to do some toning exercises or even cardio that you're a bit unsure about, ask for some help. Get some advice. You can ask myself or any of our instructors. I'm really happy to help you. So just make sure you're doing it correct, because we don't want you, the last thing we want you to do is to hurt yourself and then you can't do anything and you're back to square one. If you miss a day, don't worry about it. The one thing I see often is that people get so upset and frustrated and they're down because they missed 1 or 2 days and then they give up. So you missed a day, big deal. You missed a week, big deal. Start again. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. Every day is a new day. Every week is a new week. But say that you're going to make the change, do it. And if you miss one, you miss one. It's not the end of the world. Be accountable. Have people around that can support and help you. People that can guide you. Positive energies around you. People that can, help you with what you're trying to achieve. Not people that are going to tease you and pull you down. So if you know that there are people like that, don't even bother telling them and just surprise them one day. You might need support from friends, family, partners. Be accountable to someone. I really feel that it does help if you have someone that knows the journey that you're on and use them. So make sure it's someone that can kind of be on your back a little bit, and maybe someone that can give you advice and bounce ideas off them. And if you need professional support and advice, like I said, don't be afraid to ask. Things, discipline, focus, balance, obviously, you need to be disciplined, you need to be focused, and you need to have that balance. I don't really need to explain that, I don't think.